Hello. Welcome to the Banter Sports. This is your host Tausif, and today we are going to discuss about the performance of Lucknow Super Giants in this season of the IPL. Noteworthy, we shouldn't forget to mention here that this is the first season of LSG where they haven't qualified into the playoffs. One can say that Gambhir hasn't been a mentor in this season, and he has been mentoring KKR, who are sitting right at the top of the table. But that doesn't take away anything from how successful a franchise LSG is and how they have performed over these 3 seasons. Coming to the performances, let's start with the captain, KL Rahul. What does he bring to the table? What does he offer? And how has he performed in this IPL? He's one of those players again. I think scoring 500 runs right at the top. He's one of those players who is consistently performing every season for you. But what is that deciding factor from last season and this season? That differentiating factor. I think it is the opening partner of KL Rahul. Now, again, just to mention here, KL Rahul was told by the BCCI to bat in the middle if he wanted to get a chance or prove himself for the Indian cricket team in T20s. But looking at the squad depth of LSG this season and their requirements, and being the captain of the franchisee, Rahul took the brave decision of stepping up, opening the innings, and he did a great role again, topping the charts as the highest run scorer of the team in this IPL, scoring another 500 runs. His strike rate may be an issue, but I think that has always been he has been that kind of player who provides that stability at the top. But you need an opening batter opposite him, a sort of a Kyle Mayers who can strike the ball, hit the ball hard, and get the runs flowing in the power play. Notable factor here is again, I think it has been quite a down season for Quinton de Kock. Although he showed some glimpses of what he can be in the opening matches of LSG this season, he constantly uh, uh, gave worse performances and eventually was dropped at one point. He made a comeback, but that also didn't look good, and it just all boiled down to KL performing at the top, or there was a collapse. There wasn't much stability in the middle order either. You could see the likes of players like Deepak Huda, Devdutt Padikkal, and Ayush Badoni not living up to the expectations. I do mention Ayush Badoni not living up to the expectations because of the kind of player he is and how he performed for the franchisee in the last 2 seasons. He's a great player again today, and the last 2 matches he showed what he is capable of. But I think he's a very young lad who's learning with age, and to bat at that number 4 and 5 position, you need to have some experience, and he's learning with age. With time, he'll get better. And if Lucknow is looking at him as a long term investment, then they have their plan right and sorted. Who has their main man been? Who's their most impactful player from this season? I think two players come to my mind at this moment. It is Marcus Stoinis and Mayank Yadav. Marcus Stoinis and Mayank Yadav. Why? Because they did turn matches on their own, and in a IPL game or just in T20 format, anyone who has the ability to turn the match on his own is a match winner, and they are just capable of doing anything, and they did show that. Both for Marcus Stoinis and Mayank Yadav, they would have wanted to prove themselves more. They didn't get that opportunity because of the circumstances. I think Marcus Stoinis batting at number 3 was a great move by Justin Langer, just giving him the time to settle down, get him going in the power play if there's an early dismissal, which we saw in if Quinton de Kock got dismissed early, and he came to bat within the power play. He got those strokes coming in. He went off to a flying start, and then he settled himself at the crease. Promoting Marcus Stoinis at number 3 was a great decision by Justin Langer, and I think just that came from the Aussie mentality. And having coached Marcus Stoinis before, this is something that JL just created what he does. Coming to Mayank Yadav, as an Indian fan, obviously it hurt with him missing out due to an injury. When he started out the first 3 games, I remember the whole country was jumping with joy to see a player like him represent in India colours at the T20 World Cup. Some were saying that aloud, some were just keeping it within their hearts, considering our disappointments in the last few years. But there were a lot of hopes from him. He's a very young player. He bowls at a lethal pace consistently above 150. So you know that there are some set of injuries that might always be associated with him. He has to do proper strength conditioning and has to attend those fitness sessions, something we saw in every fast bowler, to be honest. Someone like a Jasprit Bumrah or a Mohammad Shami has come to this phase of their career and become stable. So the drive has to be there in a player, and they have to constantly try to prove themselves and stay at the highest level. And I think Mayank Yadav needs to do that. We all Indians are hopeful that he will represent India soon. What are the positives and negatives of LSG from this season? Positives will certainly be looking at some standout performances from this IPL. They'll know who to retain and who not to. Players like Marcus Stoinis, Mayank Yadav, Nicholas Purans are just straight away retain materials. You know that they'll form the core of the team in the next few years, and they have to be there. So someone like Ravi Bishnoi too. It hasn't been that standout season for him, but he has showed what he can be. Apart from that, coming to the negatives, I think let's just address the elephant in the room. The team environment is certainly a factor. The team owner with those antiques, I mean, it's natural for any sports fan to get swayed by emotions, but then the argument of putting across those emotions in the field post match is not acceptable, and I think that will affect KL Rahul's decision to stay or leave the franchise at the end of the season. So let's see how things turn out. But as a team, as the team environment, it is something that LSG will certainly try to improve, certainly try to work on. Let's not forget that they are just a 3-year-old franchise. They're learning from their successes, they're learning from their failures, and they'll continue to improve. They have missed out on Gambhir this season as their mentor. They have had Justin Langer join their team. They have had they actually traded in that particular to give him more game time, but that didn't quite turn out to be good. So I think that the next auction will be very crucial for them, and how what set of players they're looking at. Also, I think here one thing needs to be mentioned. It's a IPL where high scoring games were just a matter of fun, and everyone was scoring. I think the Ekana pitch needs to be given a lot of credits to. We remember how KL Rahul was called the Ministry of Defence for defending that 160 runs when everyone was chasing 200 day in and day out at the starting half of the IPL. So the pitch remained good throughout the season. So it is one of those things that is a success for the franchisee also, giving the opposition who travel from other parts of India, give them an equal chance, a fair chance at winning those away matches. And let's hope that LSG bounce back. They're a champion team, they're a new team, and they will find a way to bounce back.